and the topic is rant about anything. We could just rant about anything, I suppose. What's your podcast and where are you?
I am called Holsworthy Mark Show.
Mm-hmm.
Holsworthy, United Kingdom.
Ah, okay, super cool. That's absolutely fantastic. And is there anything that you'd like to rant about today? I don't know. Have you got something on your mind? I don't know if something's bothering you. Bank holidays. Why the hell do we have bank holidays? What is that about? Why do banks need a holiday?
I don't know. Perhaps they've got too much money in them.
I don't. I can only assume that it's a way for them to take some of what they've got and put it somewhere else so that nobody knows what they're doing with it. I can only assume.
I can quite believe that.
Yeah, I can only assume it's like someone's calculated. Right. We're going to do this with this, but the people are going to find out. So how do we keep them busy? Give them a day off. Yeah.
Why did America give that person so much power that he now thinks he's a bully boy?
Well, that's a great question. But then usually, power goes to the head of most people who have any power, in my experience, right? From the headmaster of the school to the captain of the local football team, it usually gets to them eventually, right?
Yeah, he's got very scary power.
Yeah. If I say jump, they all jump. Whoa! And or if I say jump, they say how high, right? And it's kind of the rest is history. What's that story? Is it Charge of the Light Brigade where they did?
Yeah. British one where we go against the cannons.
Yeah, it's like the message that's delivered was charge the guns, and they kind of got confused between prepare the guns and get on your horses and ride towards the guns, and and that was that.
It's very famous in history. That, I mean, you think of it now. Someone got that order to be going. Hang on a minute. On horses, they got cannons. Guns. Who's going to win that battle?
Yeah, that's right, guys, get on your horses. Like, you what? you would think that somebody somewhere would have questioned it, right?
Well, you would have thought so, yeah. It's like the First World War. They used to have carrier pigeons, didn't they?
Sorry, which war was that? The first one? What?
First World War,
yeah.
They used to send messages by carrier pigeons. I reckon the Germans had secret hawks that took them down. It's very possible. I mean, it's not. It might actually be a relatively good way to send secret communication in the modern age, to do something like that. Right, everybody's monitoring the airwaves. I think we should send it by ants.
By ants?
Nobody would suspect the ant, would they?
Yeah. That's like, what would you do? Like tape a message to the back of the ant? Or why would...
They got this micro technology. They can put a little microphone.
Guys, it's in one of those ants over there. Which one? I don't know.
Was he that one? Or was he that one?
Oh no, I think I just stood on it. Oh
no. What's your favourite subject you like doing them?
I don't do favorites. I do everything. So it might as well just do that. I suppose. I thought your point about bank holidays and things is interesting, because there's a bank holiday in Britain this week, right?
We've had one. We're going to get one at the end of May. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got the wedding. Don't forget the wedding. Royal wedding.
The what wedding? Who what?
Well, somebody's getting married to some American lady.
Is this like some big social event? Because I might as well be on another planet, mate. I have no idea what's happening in the world. So
That's all right. You probably didn't get the invite.
no. So who's getting married? Come on, just inform me.
Prince Harry to Meghan somebody.
Okay.
Actress.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
That's not Harry. No, that's not Harry Potter, is it?
No. Harry Potter probably won't marry her because like he'd be too busy waving his wand.
Oh,
not in that way.
Well, yeah, just leave that to the imagination, I suppose. So the princess marrying. I thought princes had to marry princesses or something. No,
I don't know. Royal politics is like.
Yeah, I don't follow that at all because I don't think it affects my life very much. Luckily, I assume, but that's the way that it goes.
What world are you from then?
Sorry?
What part of the world are you from then?
Oh well, originally I'm from the north of Scotland, actually, the same island as yourself. But for the last 20 years, I have lived in Slovakia in Central Europe, which is where I am right now. I just had to come in off the balcony because there's a giant thunderstorm, and somebody on the internet told.
Walking around saying thunder.
Something like that, yeah. And look, I just came in from the balcony and I got a message from somebody that said, apparently, if you're having a shower, like in your flat, and there's a thunderstorm and the building gets hit by lightning, you can die. And apparently, it's happened to people, and I didn't know that. So some random person on the internet might have just saved my life.
You think you're sitting there, you're just about to have a shower. I think, no, I think I'll call that off today. I'll go and have a strip watch just in case.
Oh, it's a bit like, well, the thunderstorms here are pretty violent. I mean, I remember being in England like 20 plus years ago, right? I lived in London for 5 years, and I remember a couple of summer. I mean, England gets thunderstorms right in summer, but quite rare. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not often, no.
It's not like thunderstorms are pretty like it's like oh my god, it's a thunderstorm, right? And people go outside and they're like, wow, yeah, because like thunderstorms here are like, oh, it's another thunderstorm. Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
A bit like an earthquake, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was the first big thunderstorm I was caught in here. I went outside to have a look at it because I was like, oh, big thunderstorm, right? And it's like giant bolts of lightning shooting across the tops of the buildings, right? I mean, it's like you're stuck in some Tesla experiment or something, right? I mean, it's totally wild.
Really bad B movie, the 50s.
Yeah.
Those big movies.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's the kind of movies where the Godzilla appears suddenly, that kind of stuff maybe, and I came back inside after being out. I got a couple of beers and I sat on a wall and I watched this lightning and I was just like, oh, this is incredible. I go back inside, turn on the news, and it's like 5 people died. And apparently you just don't go out. You don't go outside because it's just too crazy, right?
Anybody listening to this podcast, please take Graham's advice.
Yeah.
If you go to do not go out in thunderstorms.
Yeah, don't. It's not big and it's not clever, right? I mean, it's just. And most of all, do not put up your umbrella, okay?
Do you know somebody's going to go and do that now, aren't they? Oh, what's he on about? Oh, I've got nothing to fear.
Yeah.
And you'll be going, oh, that's the one I told him about. I did mention it.
Yeah. Well, or the stupid shit that's like, oh, let's go and shelter under that tree. Oh, no. Right.
You can do though. Then you say don't press that red button.
Oh yeah, well, the curiosity killed the cat, right? I mean, there's always going to be somebody who's.
Yeah, but did curiosity kill the cat? Because I think curiosity's got a lot bad rep.
Well,
Maybe it has. Maybe it has. I mean, you don't get progress without being curious, right?
Well, we wouldn't have this phone we're talking to now on if it weren't for curiosity.
No. So how did you find the anchor system? And what's your interest in the conversations that people are having?
I sort of did my own podcast on it, which I do cryptozoology, paranormal, UFOs, conspiracy theories, and my own sort of silly stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I do get people that do talk on it. Some are quite rude though, because they put the subject up and you say, "Oh, hello," you're just about to talk to them about it, and they go.
Yeah, that might be them. It might be the system dropping, which has happened to me quite a lot. So, the technology is amazing, but it's still not quite at the level that it needs to be at, and because of the variability between different countries, right? I mean, somebody in India is going to have a different, setup and system from somebody somewhere else. Some people are on their iPhone, some people are on Android systems, some people are using tablets. It's it depends on Wi-Fi signals as well for people, and thunderstorms, of course. Everything.
Most of the time, though, I will admit that most people are quite friendly, and we have a decent chat, muck about a bit, and I think that's what it's about. This is what this. I presume they've set up the app because it's all free. I don't know how they make their money back. But.
Well, I think it's in data collection and information collection. It's in being able to put advertisements out. It's being able to distribute to different platforms. You've got, startup companies have got a lot of investors, right? So you've got a lot of people behind the technology and backing it, not just for what it is right now, but for what it could be in the future. I mean, people have seen Facebook explode, and other internet platforms. That LinkedIn has grown a lot recently, and everything else, right? So it looks like it's just going to grow, right? It looks like it's just going to grow.
I think that's cool. I like the fact that you can do this. I do like the fact that we've got rid of the 5-minute thing, and then you can do a bit more extra, because that used to be annoying. When I wanted to record something, I had to do 5 minutes, then do another 5 minutes, then do another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the answer.
Well, the most frustrating thing, I can't speak today. Right, let's try again. The most frustrating thing for me is the lack of editability within the application itself. I don't know. So that just bugs me, because I'd like.
And you want to take something out, you can't do it.
Yeah, or just you can have like a great. You could have like a 15-minute conversation, and maybe 10 minutes is great and 5 minutes is naff, and you're like, you don't want to bore people with the naff stuff, but there's nothing you can do, right?
I don't bother me. You see, if I get one listener, I'm happy. The other listener will put the bargain bin in the supermarket, so that's up to them.
Well, look, one is better than none, right?
Yeah. Right, thank you for this talk, Graham.
Oh no,
I would have longer, but my time is running out. They're probably saying the same your end.
Yeah.